BuzzWith3Zs.com. Now, bringing integrity back to media, Lutonya M. Lane.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your girlfriend, your buddy, your pal. Welcome, darling, to the BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya TV show. It is going to be a great show on today. Why? Because I have some buzzing divas in the building. We have Dr. Shaniqua Jones here with us, and this lady is dynamic. She's an inspirational author, educator, and a restorative justice circle keeper. I couldn't get all of that out, but I assure you she do a lot, and she is here to help us, get stabilized and start restoring. Thank you so much for being with us on today. She's in her get up and go gear. She was like, I didn't know. But it's good to see you on today.
Thank you.
So, you started out not being a doctor. No. How did you actually get started? Because I looked at your resume and I was like, hold on, we got 3 pages here. She doing something else, and you currently in school now. So tell us, how did you get started?
Basically, being a preacher's kid, always having that ambition, knowing that God is my foundation, and learning that education is my voice. So I started at Governor State University in 2010. Whoop, whoop. GSU, Jaguar Nation. I started there in 2010 to take school seriously because I went to a community college at South Suburban College for 10 years off and on. Had some life issues that happened. But once I got to Governor State, took life really serious, education being my voice, got my bachelor's degree, and then went on to get my master's with the commencement speaker, which is something like being a valedictorian when I got my master's in criminal justice, and then I went on to get my doctorate of education. And I did all that in 5.5 years.
Wow, wow.
So there's nothing you can't do. It's just, I always ask the question, or I tell my students, how bad do you want it? Whatever that it is. And so I graduated with my doctorate degree last year. The day after graduation, I had my very first book signing. So I wrote a book about my life called 12, a memoir to my younger self.
Wow, and you're definitely like taking the bullhorn. You're like, look, you're gonna go, this train gonna go exactly where I want it to go. And you have done that with your education. What do you think kept you moving? Because, some people, they stop and then that's it and they don't go back.
True.
Especially with being in school for 10 years and then, making it up in your mind to finish in 5 with your doctoral degree. What was that push?
My children, I'm a mother of 5. I have 4 daughters and 1 son. I had my very first when I was 17, my second when I was 19, and then the last 3 were all back-to-back from 2004 to 2006. Wow. In the midst of all of that, I had a failed marriage. My very first marriage was a failed marriage, domestic violence, every type of abuse you could think of. I'm a cancer survivor.
Wow.
So a lot of different travesties, being homeless twice in my life. So all those different things, I'm like, God, why? Why me? But then at the same time, the older I got, I said, why not me? Because I have a story to share with somebody that I can show compassion for someone when they say, I don't know how to tell my mom I'm pregnant. Or I don't know, what I do in situations where I don't have nowhere to sleep at night. Been there, done that. Or the doctor's telling me I have cervical cancer or ovarian cancer, and I can help them and walk them through that process. Now, I can't save the world, but I can save whoever. I can be there to be of assistance to someone who's in need.
Right, and you're definitely being of assistance with you have, she's an author. I told you guys that she is an author, an educator, and you are a keeper of the Justice Circle. I got it right there. I did good that time. I took my time with that one. But let's talk about your documentary. You just did a release party. What was your reasoning for putting it in a book?
Well, the release party is actually going to happen March 25th.
Oh, okay.
And so the thing with that is I wrote this book about my life, and it's called 12 because I'm the type of person to remember things off of location. So these 12 different places that the good, the bad, and the ugly happen, and some reoccurring events happen in my life. So I named the book 12 after these different locations. So for someone that's read the book, they might want to get a better idea of like, why did she do this? Like, if you know this was wrong, and you knew it was wrong, why did you do it anyway? The documentary is based upon the fact of some different bits and pieces of the book, as well as showing you the outcome. What I love about it is that I didn't see the end result until 2 weeks ago. So when I saw it, this is me walking across stage with my doctorate degree.
Wow.
What people didn't know, I was homeless last year when I walked across stage with my doctorate degree. And so walking across stage with how I'm dressed, pretty much how I'm dressed now, But this is where I'm comfortable at times. Now, if I got to dress up, I will. But just being able to walk across stage meant more than just walking across stage to get the degree. It was like you overcoming the obstacles.
Right.
That regardless of not having a stable place to stay at night and having the 5 children, and now I'm in my second marriage, I'm married to my best friend, and just going through all these different things in life, being in this moment was more than just walking across that stage and, you know, hoorahing. It was about a peace of mind that God is more to me than I am to myself.
Yeah, he looks out for us.
Even when you can't, when you don't even understand, and you're like, ugh. But I kept pushing and I kept going. So here I am today. I am the Director of Community Engagement and Diversity Programs at Trinity Christian College. I teach a couple of classes now, and then working with some of the students from GSU and mentoring. And so I started the scholarship fund because I need students to know that a lot of times you will have people in your life that don't mean you well because they haven't been shown the way themselves. So if education is something you're passionate about, regardless of what your current situation is, regardless of who did or did not go to school, or think higher education is something of substance, if that is something you're passionate about, I want to be able to assist you. That even if you can't afford to go out of state or whatever the situation may be, you can come to Trinity Christian College through the Shaniqua Jones Scholarship Fund.
So how do they even get in part of it? How do they become a part of it?
Right now, we're going through the process of what the preference. So I graduated from Thornwood High School in '98. Yes. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Yeah, me and Thornton, we weren't gonna make it.
Well,
even though the colors are right.
Still in the name.
District 205.
You still got Thornton.
So preference would be given to a high school student from Chicago Public Schools and from District 205. So if any student that comes from that particular background or that school, they have an interest in coming to Trinity, they might qualify for the Dr. Shaniqua Jones Scholarship. Okay. So, and it's stackable, so it's not like you just get this one scholarship and you can't get anything else. You could still get your financial aid package, you get other scholarships, and that's stackable.
Like a grant. Okay, so you can be able to use it with any other money that comes your way.
Yes.
Wow.
And so with the documentary, the tickets are $10, which I thought was very affordable. And then people also have the opportunity to donate as well. But all proceeds from the documentary and all donations go towards the scholarship for 2 students to come in the fall.
Oh, that is awesome. I am excited about your present and future. I know that even like coming up until this point, sometimes we forget about the history and how we got there. What was one of those defining moments that you had in your process?
To be perfectly honest with you, probably around this time last year, I prayed to God. I was struggling, you know, we would approach it to a point where we didn't have a place to stay. I wanted to finish my doctorate program strong, and I didn't want to take time off because I said I wanted to walk across stage in May, and so whatever it took, that's what I was going to do. But I asked God, I prayed, and you got to be very careful what you pray for. I asked him, I said, if it's not like you, remove it. Whether it's people, places, or things. But in my mind, I'm thinking he's going to remove the people that I'm not too, not too keen on, like you're hating on me, or there's some type of issue that we may have that I don't know how to resolve, or the places that I know I shouldn't go, like, no, you don't need to go to the taco stand. You had one too many tacos. You know, things of that nature.
You took it all the way down to the food.
He removed the people I love the most, the most. I love my family, but at the same time, I'm the youngest, and I'm a preacher's kid, and I'm the only girl, and they will always only see me as the young, this little girl. And so that was one of the defining moments that, you know what, God, it's you. It's not my mother, it's not my father, it's not my brothers, it's not even my husband, it's not my children. This is me and you.
Right.
In order for me to be what I need to be to my husband and my children, I need to be what I need to be for you.
Yeah, connected to the vine first.
And I give you my life. I'm still making mistakes. I quit. I'm like, God, it's okay to listen to trap music because no.
Look,
but
I know I'm on a cussing fast.
Like, ooh.
When I saw that light bill and that gas bill and it was high, I was like, hold on, Lord.
Yeah,
this
like,
cussing fast is about to go to it.
This is it. But, I had to make up my mind who was I going to live for and who am I trying to please. I can't make up for the mistakes, being a teen mom and some of the other travesties that occurred. I can't say, I want you to forgive me, but at the same time, I have to do it for him. And if I don't do it for him, then what am I doing it for?
Let me tell you a joke. So, you're a PK kid. I'm a PK kid.
Woo!
Yeah, so we tend to have it a little rough. And we don't even understand why, but it is what it is. And so one of my friends, they asked me, they said, why PK kids always acting up? I said, well, because we couldn't hang out with nobody else. We had to hang out with the Saints kids.
Yep.
So hey, it's all in the family.
Yep,
but
yep.
there is a different mantle, you know, and a different type of, what do I want to say? A different type of responsibility that you have, you know, on your life, and we don't understand it, but we know that it's necessary, and it has brought you to this point where you're able to help other kids, other people, you know, by sharing your story. If you would be able to go back and do it all again, would you change anything?
I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't even want to know what it's like to live differently. And don't get me wrong, it's been some sad times, but to get here to this point where I'm standing on my 2 feet, I can see. I mean, I remember when my eyes were closed, shut, black, couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything for myself. I couldn't get out the bed, couldn't shower. Or when the doctor told me I had cancer, or when the doctor told me I was pregnant again right after finding out I had cancer.
Wow.
What are you going to do?
Wow.
Wouldn't change a thing.
Wow. See, I changed.
I'm like, you know, no,
I changed a
wouldn't.
couple things. So we talked about your documentary release party is coming up March the 25th. How can they get more information and tickets about that?
Eventbrite.com. It's called, so if you can't tell, purple is my favorite color. So it's called The Purple Path, a glimpse into the life of Dr. Shaniqua Jones. So if you go on to Eventbrite and just type in Shaniqua Jones, it'll come up. The event is March 25th, 2017, from 6 to 10 p.m. at Trinity Christian College in Palos Heights.
That is awesome. Now, as we come into a close, your passion is restorative justice. Tell us about that.
So restorative justice is pretty much the alternative approach to the criminal justice system. Also, if we look at it on a more micro level, or either a macro level, that me and you might have a conflict, but opposed to if we're in school, going to the principal's office, getting suspended, if there was some riffraff or somebody Snapchat, you know, now you got social media, you got Snapchat,
you got
Instagram,
online,
all type of different things. It's pretty much taking a different approach opposed to just being punitive at all times. Now, don't get me wrong, there's certain things that will cause for some punitive action, but then how can we build community if I don't even know who you are? So if we're talking about restorative justice, which is reactive in its approach, but then you got restorative practices, which is proactive, that means that in situations where we're in this classroom setting, the different teaching styles, opposed to the teacher standing in front or the back is to the students, just sitting in a circle. That's a talking circle. And so sitting in this circle and being able to talk about matters of the heart in order to talk about the academic side. Because a lot of times I'll give you a real quick scenario. I had a student who was an honor roll student but was missing the first period every class. He was on the verge of getting suspended or even expelled at this point, but what ended up having to come in and talk to the student. And this is one reason why I like dressing like this, because of course sometimes you say doctor, people like, really? So walking out, I'm like, what's going on, Joe? He's like, Joe, why you calling me Joe? Have your posture is my posture. Have you talk is how I'm talking. And it makes them uncomfortable. Most people, it make them uncomfortable because they're like, why are you talking like that and your name is supposed to be such and such? And so having this conversation, the student realized that he is the oldest of 5 children. The reason why he was missing first period is because his mom is no longer in the house, his dad is in jail, and the grandmother might be going through her first days of Alzheimer's. And so here it is, he get up every morning going to the food pantry to bring food back to the house to feed his 4 sisters and brothers along with himself, and then walking the 2 to one school, 2 to another, and then he's going to school missing first period. But because no one took the time to have this conversation with him, how would anybody have known? So me being from that particular town, making all these different connections and resources, and that's why it's so good to have community. And it's, you know, don't ever burn your bridge. No matter how you get, stay humble in the process, because you never know who you might need along the way. Definitely. And so being able to reach out to him, he ended up graduating on time. The family got the resources that they need. The grandmother got received the resources that she needed. But that's just one way of how restoration can bring a situation to whole, you know, being whole again.
Definitely, and I appreciate that about, you know, what you are doing, and that's one of my things. Like, I love philanthropy, so that's one of my things, connecting the youth. And so many times they're misunderstood, and we're not listening because we're so big on giving our point of view, and we don't stop and listen to them. So that is amazing. Now, you also have weight loss you know, along this journey, you know, that you're in.
Trying to get fine.
Look, I was about to hold my stomach in. You're on this journey of weight loss. Tell us about that.
I've been pretty much heavy all my life, but this is the heaviest. I got to about 360 pounds 2015. And so I'm like, you know what, God, I can't do it. The ankles can't take it, knees can't take it. And then I got these babies I got to raise, and I want to stick around. And plus, I want to look good. So I started this weight loss journey. I lost about 40 pounds, and then I had the gastric sleeve done July 2015. And so total, I've lost 102 pounds since then.
Give me some, girl. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us on today and sharing your story. How can people connect to you and find out more?
You connect with me, www.shaniquajones.com. That's SHANIQUA Jones.com.
Thank you so much for staying locked in. Check out this trailer from Dr. Shaniqua Jones. And more to come right here on BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya, because we have Stacey Lynn in the building to give us some tips on our fashion.
That no matter what you're going through, it's only temporary. So if you could just make it through the night. I'm in Harvey Police Station every other weekend almost. It became my norm because I was acting out, trying to be somebody I wasn't. It took some time. It took a lot of different experiences, a lot of falls, a lot of pitfalls for me to get to where I am now. But I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm alive, I'm well. I know God had a better plan for me. I didn't know it then, I know it now.
Be bold, be fearless, be you, right here on BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your girlfriend, your buddy, your pal, Lutonya of IndustryBuzz3Zs.com. Connect with us today to find out how you can become a special guest on our show. Go to IndustryBuzz3Zs.com, click Be Our Guest. We look forward to having you right here on BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya.
Hey, what's going on? This comedian BMT.
Hey guys, I'm Oh So True.
Hi, my name is Brandon Reynolds.
It's real Shannon D, and you rocking with Industry Buzz, 3 Z's.
With 3 Z's.
With 3 Z's.
Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com.
Make sure you stay locked in to inspiration. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya TV show. I know you are ecstatic, and I know that you are going to be going through your closet to see what you have and what you need so that you can be able to be fresh and so clean. Can we still say that? Yes. For this year, I know for me, I am, rebranding, retooling, and finding my own unique style. And Stacey Lynn from her Treasures Boutique is here on today to make sure that we are finding our authentic style. I don't know why my words are just so. Okay, anyway, you still here with me. We got Stacey here with us on today. I cannot say your name without saying Stacey Lynn.
Well, that's kind of the point.
Yeah. You are a young entrepreneur, and you are fabulous, and you have been taking on the fashion industry by storm.
Wow.
As a little girl, you love styling and you love fashion. What was your first introduction?
Oh my goodness. I would probably say even before I was able to walk, my mama, that's all she did was shop. So every weekend, every Saturday, we in somebody's mall, we in somebody's store. Even after school, we literally went to the store. My mom didn't do much of anything but shop. Mm-hmm. So that just kind of fell on me.
With you.
Every kid, they sitting down, they watching Cartoon Network and Disney Channel and everything else, and I'm sitting there like in Style Network, like, yeah, you can get that outfit for less than $100. So I'm literally at 5, 6 years old, like trying to put stuff together and creating different looks. I've always loved fashion. I mean, my grandma, she's 68. She still wear heels. She don't even own a pair of flats.
Wow.
My mama the same way, So it was just like fashion was just embedded in me.
Wow, I got a chance to meet your mom. She is a firecracker. She's like, look, you need to interview my daughter. And I could not find you. We was at Soraya's event, and I couldn't find you. But before I even saw Soraya, I actually saw your work already. I don't even know how it came across. And then when I put up the video of me interviewing your mom, I was like, wait, I'm already friends with Stacey? Like, how did that happen? But I have been to your website, and I'm ecstatic for you. You have Her Treasures Boutique. Yes. Now, what was that transition of you taking styling and fashion and turning it into a boutique?
So, of course, when I finally got some money after college.
Yeah, still paying them student loans.
Yeah. When I started working, I was like, oh man, I'm about to buy everything. So I started shopping online like crazy, and I would get packages every day, probably 2 or 3 packages every day. My mom would be like, Stacey, you buy another thing, you got to get out. But I literally would have all these packages, but I got disappointed because the quality wasn't good. I was paying this money to some of the online stores, and it didn't look like what I had bought. And I was disappointed. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have my own. And I had always wanted to have a store, but I wanted a physical store. I was like, but I said, I'm going to start off small. I'm going to just go ahead and do the online thing, right?
Well, you know, that's big because a lot of people are taking off online as far as their stores.
Yes. So, but in my mind, back in the day, it was like, I'm going to have this big store. You know, because back in the day, that's what people did. They went shopping with their girlfriends, with their moms. That was just like a day out. But now I think that times have changed to where people are working more. They're spending more time doing other things that they don't go shopping as much. So I think that, of course, the brick and mortar is awesome, but I really think that the online is where you make your money. So I decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to give women quality clothing with a good price. I'm going to do that myself. So I started doing research, and I was like, look, I went to the state, got a employer identification number. I said, I'm about to start up. This is going to be my first business. And that's what I did.
Now, there is a unique story behind the name of Her Treasures. Tell us that.
So I was talking to my mom about the store, and she was like, you should be Hidden Treasures Clothing Boutique. And I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. And I didn't really think on it. I didn't do much. I was like, my mama said it. Let's
go with it.
And when I put it out there, I found out there was another store that was called Hidden Treasures Boutique. And I was like, oh no. But I hadn't done any research. So I was like, man. But then I started talking to a brand manager, Asia Korean.
Oh, yeah, we love Asia. Everybody know Asia.
I love Asia. But I started talking to her, and she said, well, what do you want the name to embody? What is it that you're trying to do? And I'm like, I just want it to be all about her. She said, then there you go. And I was like, wow. Just that simple. But I hadn't thought about it that deeply. And I was like, wow. So now I'm able to be my brand because I believe that we are all her. That whatever her is to you, you know, that woman, whatever you want to be, you can be that. So our mission is just to empower women to be proud to be her, whoever she is.
Yes, and you are definitely authentically yourself. One of my tags is be bold, be fearless, and be you, and you are doing that. So I think when I went to your site, it's just a different type of feeling, you know, that you get. Just like, you know, when you meet people, I'm a hugger, and I can tell a lot about people when I hug them. Yeah, when I hug them. And it's just a different type. It's very homey, and it's very easy flowing. Was that one of the intents, you know, with the site?
I just have to say, to God be the glory for that, because I had no experience when it came to doing a website or creating it, but I did know what I wanted people to feel. So to hear you say that, it just brings joy to my heart, because that's exactly how I want you to feel. I want you to feel like you're in a family. You know what I'm saying? That it's not a store. It's not somewhere you just got to come spend money, but that you have a family, you have a support system that's encouraging you to be happy, to be sexy, be classy, and be covered. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted from the website, and so I'm so glad that that's what you got.
Definitely. Now, you talked about being sexy and being covered. A lot of women now that I see, we got booties everywhere, everything. And even, when you go into the
show more.
Yes. I mean, even when you go into the store, even when I got ready to just, reposition what I was wearing and how I looked. When you go into the store, it's hard to shop, for a classy piece that you're not going to spend a lot of money for. Where do you think that problem came in at with us women having to conform to what they want us to wear? Because I think that that's what's going on, because everybody is buying certain pieces in certain areas. You can't really find things that's going to cover you up and still give you that class that you want.
I think where the issue came was society changed. I mean, people got away from wearing the stockings, but not only did they get away from wearing the stockings, they just stopped wearing anything.
Yeah, I wear stockings.
I don't like stockings, but I'm just saying, as time has progressed, if you go back to 1960, they didn't walk out the house without stockings on.
Yeah, covered.
But then, okay, now as time progressed, nobody's wearing anything. They're like, oh, I don't gotta wear stuff all the way down here, and that's true. You don't. You don't have to wear stuff all the way down to your knees, but you do need to reserve something for give something to the imagination. I mean, it's sad. It really is. But I think that society has put women in a box and said this is what sexy is. And because that's what they see on media and they see this on TV, they go to that. And they feel like that's what defines you as a woman. But see, my whole purpose in life is to help women to understand that you can be covered and classy and still be sexy.
Yeah, I think that as far as the Christian community, because we've all come from that Christian community, I know for me coming up, the reason why I wear my legs out is because we could not go out. Look, we had to wear skirts down the hill, and it is what it is. Everything had to be covered up. I could not wear any colors. On Sunday, I had to wear all white. And then the pastor that we had used to have me in the corner talking about, tell the Lord thank you. So I think that as far as young women, coming up in the Christian community, it's like a rebellion type of thing towards, certain things, because as we were coming up, we could not wear pants. We could not wear skirts that was, at least to our knees.
Right.
I was 12 years old and my stuff was down here. And girl, one time I got caught because I had to change the clothes on the side of the house, and my daddy came to school that day. Do parents do that now, go to school?
I hope they do.
Pop up at the school.
They
I know I do.
to.
But, and I think that that's also in the Christian community, I notice a lot of things changing. As far as how we dress. So what do you think about that?
I think that that's very true. And I think that it's because we're trying to find that median where we're like, I know this ain't good, but I can't go to this.
Right.
I have a joke with one of my friends where we're like, I'm just not trying to look like the mother of the church.
You're right, with the big old hat.
I'm young and I'm on fire for God. I love God. I love everything about him. But I ain't trying to wear
about to trip over your skirt.
I want to be able to fit my clothes. I'm just saying I want to look nice. I want to look like that young lady. And I feel like we're in a place where we're just trying to find that medium where it's okay. That happy medium where we not offending the mothers of the church and we not looking like
right. Nicki Minaj.
Right. So we got this, and I think that finding who you are first helps you to find your avenue of style.
But is there really a happy medium? Because most people, no matter, what you wear, somebody is going to find something, so what you said is just finding who you are in your own style.
It's not looking for any approval. I don't wear clothes for somebody else to approve. I wear it because it makes me happy. I wear it because I like the way I look in this. And I guess that can be taken the wrong way in some instances where somebody who don't have on any clothes will say, well, I like the way I look in this. But presenting yourself as a woman of class and understanding that there is so much different than a woman who walks out naked or cut up and somebody that walks out with a fitted dress on. It's two different things. I can wear a fitted dress. It still can be covering me. It's gorgeous though. It looks good. But I ain't gonna wear no slits up the side.
Can't wear no slits.
I ain't wearing slits.
I can't wear no slits.
Not all of Look, not all the way up there.
I can't wear no slits.
No.
Okay, so the other trend that's going on right now, we're getting ready to talk about some trends, going into trends. One of the trends that's going on right now is see-through dresses. What do you think about that? Is that a trend that we should keep, or is that a trend we should toss?
I love it. I'm here for it. Not see-through everywhere, and not see-through in those private areas. But I think a little bit of see-through is always sexy. I love lace. I love when they just do the mesh at the top, the collarbone, any of that. That to me, it adds to the being feminine. But I think where we got wrong was when you start making it see-through, where your breasts are, then your
Cool caddy.
all of that is all out, and it's like what somebody want to take you home for? They already saw it. Yeah. So see-through is good, but it's where you're seeing through.
Moderation.
in
moderation. Okay, so we just had the Oscars. You know, we had a lot of awards, the Academy, let's see, the Grammys. Who was some of your favorite, you know?
So I am a big fan of, I'm always a fan of J-Lo. I mean, just.
But she have a lot of see-through though.
Yeah, but I'm always a fan of her. It doesn't
She real
matter.
classy with it though.
Yeah, everything,
Okay, so that was one of your big things.
Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
Love
Her gown.
her to death. And I mean, when I say that she's the epitome of class, it's just like, it's simple for her, flawless. And I like women who make a statement. And she definitely makes a statement. It doesn't matter what she wears, she's making a statement. When she first came out, she was doing black and white, and that was all she was doing. That's a statement. That's like, I know Janelle gonna come in black and white. It's a statement, and she'll mix it up. I love it.
Yeah.
Who else? Okay, so I love Halle Berry as well, but the Grammys.
The hair. Big hair.
Who
You can't
did?
be like, big hair, don't care. No,
Who
it
did
wasn't
that?
No.
And I just was really upset with the stylist. Why you gonna send my girl out like that? Her little pixie cut works. That's
Yeah,
her.
that's her. But she wanted to switch it up, Stacey.
Well, if you gonna switch it up, tame it up. I mean, just make it. It's nothing wrong. And I saw so many people on social media. They mad. Oh, why y'all talking about her curly hair? This the way our hair grow. That's a lie. That is a lie. We don't go out like that. You still have to fix it.
Right.
I don't care that your natural hair come out like this. I need you to fix it though. You are on the red carpet for the Grammys. It's inappropriate.
Now on your site, you have so many amazing things. You have things for after 5, you know, if you are a mom and you're just, you know, going to the soccer game, you know, if you want to dress up as well. I haven't seen those things yet, so you got to make sure you post that up. You know, we got the ball coming. But you have so many different mix-ups. What are some of the ways that people can go in their closet and just pick out something for their everyday wear?
So what I always suggest, because I also have Styles by Stacey Lynn, and so I always suggest that you have to have these key pieces. You got to have a black blazer. I mean, a blazer in general. If you have like 2 or 3 blazers, you can take the same t-shirt and create a whole different outfit. Blazers are key pieces that you have to have, and that's one of the pieces that always sell out at the store, because people love the way that looks on them. Because it doesn't matter if you having that one of them, you know, girly days where you all bloated and you like, girl, this shirt,
Look,
I got to pull it down and
talking about Uber everywhere.
But you put a blazer over it, and now you've created an entire different look. You can go from business casual to after, like if you're going out to a lounge or something like that, you can go out with your girls and you got this same blazer on. So I always recommend blazers. Basics. women have to know that we have to wear undergarments. At the end of the day, it's just necessary.
You can't be free balling out there. You know, some women don't like that. They love free balling. They can't.
Well, if you are, you know, a 0 to 4, go for it.
You don't think my size can't wear no? Okay.
My personal opinion is that you want your clothes to look nice, not to you know, you don't want them to gather where they don't need to gather. You don't, you know, but undergarments give you a smooth appearance.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not saying that you fat. It's not saying that you anything. It's saying that I know that I need to look smooth under here.
All right, so we're getting ready to go into, I don't know what this season is. If it's fall, winter, it's just acting all up. Girl, my hair was.
Get to know Jesus.
Look, I'm working on this natural, right? I've been natural for a long time, and I decided to straighten my hair. It only was straight for one day. That next day, I said, "This is not right."
From the Lord.
It was gone. So we have women that are going natural. We have a lot of, you know, artistic behavior that's happening now. What are some of the things that you think we should not do with natural hair and this I don't care type of mentality that we have it now?
Don't have the I don't care, because natural hair is not a I don't care. I have natural hair as well, and this is why this is my favorite style. Real protective, and I pin it up, but it looks nice. It's presentable. I have an issue with control. I want to control everything. Everything needs to be in order. So I walked out the house the same way you did, probably. Had my hair straight, thought I was cute. Yeah. Walked out, boom, got back. It wasn't like that no more. It wasn't straight. It was, and I had a fit because I was like, really? But I realized with natural hair, you have to train it, you know? So with anything, like natural isn't easier than a relaxer.
Right.
And I love being natural because I don't have to worry about anything. I just go wash my hair, it curls up, it's real pretty, but I still want it to be tamed. And I feel like sometimes we get in this I'm natural type of thing that you start looking like you don't own a comb or a brush.
Looking like Buckwheat.
Yeah, and it's like, no.
Don't do that, boo-boo.
That's not it, because we still are women. We still need to present ourselves as women. We want to look nice from head to toe.
I was just waiting on that. So you guys, check out a couple looks that you can also find on her Treasures Boutique right here on BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya.
Hi, this is Cece Winans, and you're tuned in to Industry Buzz, 3Zs.com.
Don't go anywhere. Lutonya will be right back on Industry Buzz with 3Z's Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BuzzZinOFF with Lutonya as we talk fashion with the one and only our buzzing diva, Stacey Lynn. Stacey, you're very opinionated when it comes to fashion, but you get us tight and you get us right. As we're closing out, what would you like to say to the women to motivate and inspire them to stay covered?
Okay. I basically just want to encourage you to love yourself. Love yourself enough to know that what you wear represents who you are. I have a quote that I always say is before you say a word, people are going to already have something to say about you based off of what you look like. So make sure they have something good to say, you know, and I always want to make a appearance when I go anywhere because I'm that person, but that's because I've adopted who I am. So find who you are and then find your lane in fashion and love yourself enough to know that you can cover up, you can be sexy, and people will still love you.
And we definitely love you, and we want to find our way to your website. How can people get connected to you and also purchase some clothes?
Well, you can purchase at www.hertreasuresboutique.com. You can stay connected to me at Styles by Stacey Lynn on Instagram, Facebook at Stacey Lynn, Twitter, Her Treasures Boutique. I mean, where else am I? I'm everywhere.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
For having
and
me.
Thank you to our special guest, Dr. Shaniqua Jones, for hanging out with us as well. And most of all, thank you to you for being a part of Inspiration. Remember to be bold, to be fearless, and be authentically you. Check out our site. Make sure you head on over to IndustryBuzzWith3Zs.com and Fresh Air, and you'll be able to find out more about what we're doing next. Our next upcoming event is our Black and White Ball, so get involved with Inspiration, and I'll see you on the site. Bye.
You've been listening to Industry Buzz with 3Z's Radio, hosted by Lutonya. Tune in next Thursday. If you would like to be a guest on the show, send us an email at connect@industrybuzz.com. And remember, that's Buzz with 3Z. Join us today and bring in integrity back to media, highlighting inspirational news and music. Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com.